And welcome back to the channel. Today we've got somewhere unusual. This is a lavender field, lavender meadow, where you can also get wed if you want. Now we're in a very unique place because we've got the lavender, and it's not at its best at the moment. It's usually a lot better than this. We've got the pub. We have a church. We have a graveyard. We have an arboretum, and we have a country park, all within a few feet of where I'm stood. So quite a unique spot. So it's the Swettenham Arms. There's the church, if we can see in the sunlight. And we want to go to this Arboretum. That's a mouthful to say on a Saturday morning. Have a little robin there. Now the Arboretum was created by Lovell from the Jodreel bank. If you don't know what an arboretum is, it's a lot of bloody trees. So you can see it's the Arboretum and Swettenham Valley Nature Reserve. So all that nice big car park, picnic benches here, do your walk, come back, have a meal or a drink at the pub. So he designed this, or made it, to preserve lots and lots of trees, and it's rather unique. Some very rare trees and all sorts of things. As I explain it now, private garden, international recognition of oak, ash, pine and other rare endangered species. So there's little details to show you what it's all about. Just tell you what's on, even if it's a bit out of date. So it's that way to the Nature Valley Reserve, that way to the lake and the viewing point. So let's go this way. And obviously what you do see is hundreds and hundreds of trees, some of them quite rare. So it's a bright day, so a nice hot day. It's again nice view, shaded. There is a marker there, I'm not sure what the marker is, but we're at number 2. We start to see some nice trees. Now the interesting thing about this place, 99% of every tree, there is a sign. It tells you what it is. So if you want to learn about trees, it's a good place to come. And they do apparently do tours. And they do like bird watching and what have you, tours as well. So we are approaching the lake. Now everywhere you go there's seats. 2 nice seats here, so you can sit here in peace. big of a lake, but nevertheless having a job to see because of the sun. There is a sign around there so we can see what that has to tell us about the lake. Can't at the moment see any fish. Right, we're at so it's a lake. Well, we worked that out ourselves. The centre, created 1961, Sir Bernard Lovell from the radio telescope Jodreel bank. So there's butterflies, ducks, all sorts of things. Again, more seats. Freshly planted things. I say things because we're going to see the sign. Again, everything's sort of labelled. So this is an azalea, golden eagle. There's one there called Trailblazer. But everything is so well marked, so you know what it is. Another seat over there. Just walking down amongst some of the trees. Again, virtually everything has got a label telling you what it is, which is pretty unique really. So obviously we see lots of trees. And that's a nice tree, so we're not sure what it is, so we can go and look at the label, and it's an ash tree. So you can bring dogs, but you must keep dogs on the lead. So no problem with dogs as long as they're on the lead. And everywhere you go there's different trees, different perspective. I just wish, like most places, they don't really sort of signpost where you are, or you know, something this way or something that way. There is posts with numbers on, but it doesn't actually mean a lot unless you've got a map. Right, it is world sort of famous because there's some quite rare trees here, and they're all preserved, and it's all down to a man from Jodreel Bank, because it's got his name. Yeah, and every tree tells you what it is. So that's an Acer. We've got another sign over here for something. So it's a plant heritage. It tells you what it's all about. We have come to this great row of trees. So like an archway of trees. I keep saying that everything's seat there, everything's got a name on it. Apart from these big trees. No doubt there is somewhere, or it did have, no it hasn't. So it's one of them sites you don't quite know where you are, because you've got the Swettenham Nature Reserve and walk, and you don't quite know whether you're in the Arboretum or the Nature Reserve. It tends to sort of be a bit blurred. We now come to a gate. So it does sort of specify a bit here. So we've got the Swettenham Valley Way, long route, Swettenham Valley Way, medium route, and Swettenham Valley Way, short route. So we've got a choice. If we could just get in. We got in. So presumably that's the border there, and now we're on Swettenham Valley Way, or are we? Because it still says the other bit. So it's a bit confusing, not as it really matters, you just enjoy the peace and quiet. It is sort of, it only opens at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was here at sort of 9:15, so obviously there's not crowds of people here yet. So the Swettenham Valley Way, as it says, there's different walks depending on how far you want to go. Again, nice and shaded. It was a nice hot day. On the odd chance sometime we do get a hot day. This is where these things get confusing. So we've reached a post. So Swettenham Valley Way, long, short and medium is that way. So where does that way lead? And where does this way lead? We'll go down here and see where we end up. Well, again, all these places, Delamere Forest and everything, the signs are not good at all. So you don't quite know where you are. I'll just remind people that if you've actually got Google Maps and turn on your location services, even somewhere like this, if you can get a satellite signal, it will guide you back to the pub. Very useful feature of Mr. Google. So we did carry on the unknown way, and we come to Dane Meadow apparently. And the short route and medium route for the walk again. So this isn't sort of, just trying to see if that's actually locked. This is a very thin path which seems to go on for miles. Well, the view is quite spectacular here. Everywhere you look is woodland really. Plenty of open fields. And this is a very narrow and not the best kept path neither, so again it discriminates against anybody that's disabled and in a wheelchair, doesn't it? It does have a nice little seat where you can sit and view the world. But I don't like that at all. You see, this has got barbed wire. Now this path's very uneven, so the chances of sort of slipping onto that barbed wire are quite high. So it's a bit nasty, that is, really. But we'll carry on down here and see where we end up. So we managed to get down there, so I wouldn't recommend that because it's brambles and nettles all the way down, very very thin path and not a pleasant walk at all. And we now come to a sign which we can go the medium route or the short route. So we'll head up this way. Presumably this takes us back to where we saw that sign before. So again, it's not clear whether you're in Swettenham or in the Arboretum or where you are. If you want to get back to nature and Nice country walk though. You don't really care where you are, do you? As long as it's a nice place to visit and what have you. Yeah, so we've ended up back where we saw that sign, so we went down there and just done a short walk there. And there's another path here which isn't marked, and we'll just have a quick look to see where this leads us to. Again, they just want more signs. It's certainly woodland, and it's open a bit here, and there is a thingamabob, whatever a thingamabob is. I'm not sure what a thingamabob is, but we've got one. So it opens out and we've got what I'm calling a thingamabob. It's a lot of posts with sort of wires around it and a lot of tree trunks. Apart from calling it a thingamabob, I don't know what else you can call it really. I've no idea what it is. Presumably it's something from like scouts or somebody for a campfire. It looks as though they've been having a fire there and perhaps they put something up on these wires. Well, next to the thingamabob, we've got a nice little seat here, Cheshire Wildlife Trust, and a lovely view. It's a nice peaceful place, because whether it's busy in the day, but when I've ever been, it's never been particularly very busy. So we'll head back to the signpost. There's a path up there. Just have a look up there, see where we end up. It's always an adventure, this sort of thing. You don't know where you're going to end up. And whether they do bushcraft as well or something, because there's lots of sort of bits of wood that seem to be placed in the correct position. There's a little shelter over there, I don't know what that's for. I mean, this is quite clearly a path because they've put things by it. So what that shelter's for, or whether it's a toilet or something, if it's like a scouting place. I don't know if this path actually takes us anywhere. Other than back to where we've just come from. And whether it comes to an end here or not. Well, we do come to a gate. And there's a little hut here. Whether it is a toilet, I don't know. It's got some nice flowers and presumably a private field because it's got a little football thing there. Whether we're in the Swettenham bit or whether we're in the Arboretum bit. And that's where we came in, so we'll try this path down here, see where we go. The branches don't take my head off. Little something there where that could possibly be a beehive. So I think we're back in the Arboretum. Where are all trees at? Nice little path. Again, if you're disabled, it's not a proper path, it's just cut grass, so it's even walking's a bit bumpy. Well, we've no idea where we are. I mean, it's the fun of these places because you don't quite know where you are and what you're going to come across. And if you like trees, this is the place definitely to go. I think this path takes us straight back to the pub. So we'll just go to the right. That takes us onto the first path we came on and explore a bit the other way. There is a hebe collection somewhere where they've got every make and model of hebes. They say hebes, not other things. Well, we have found another path, so we don't know where we're going. Somebody in front of us. I mean, it's all part of the fun and games. You don't know what you're going to discover, do you? So I was looking for the hebe collection as I'm on the right track. Well, again, you can see the sort of general landscape. Nice little tree there, very feathery. We'll have to have a look when we go back if there's an actual map. We seem to be walking forever and just no idea where we are. Again, it's still the same. Literally every tree, there's a tree from China. I won't even try and pronounce that one. It's a 7 sunflower from China. I do wildlife tours here and bird watching. So there's obviously a lot of wildlife about. I don't think they start till 12 o'clock, so they must know something we don't. There's a hut over there. And again, we still don't know, we're presuming we're in the Arboretum. Not Mr. Squirrel there, if we can. Oh, we can't zoom in because he decides to go the other way. Let's go and have a look what this hut's all about. Because presumably they've got greenhouses and things somewhere. Plenty of wood if you want any firewood. No sort of indication what this is or was. Can't make out that, is it? No, I can't read that. Well, that path took us to another path. Back to where we started. I didn't expect that. Well, it's a brief tour. It took me about half an hour. There's obviously lots to see. We'll see on this sign if there's any sign where the hebes are. So we're back at the entrance and just talking to a young lady with a dog that comes every day. She says the hebe is down here where the trees change colour a bit there. It's on the left, and the famous words, you can't miss it. Everybody says that, don't you? Do you find it? No. We came down a path down there, so we've not actually done this path, have we? Got a fair old amount of flowers there, isn't there? That's something else. I said it's on the left and you can't miss it, so we have actually found it, which is, it's gone to pot really to what it used to be. It used to be a lot better than this. Not like spectacular when you find it, is it? But a pretty big bird there, I don't know if I caught it. So this is supposed to be every hebe known to man. And it doesn't look very spectacular when there's no flowers, but now you know where it is. You go down there and look for the tree, and then it's on your left and you can't miss it. It is quite spectacular, the hebe, when it's in flower, but rather boring when it's not. So it's a nice little shaded spot. And get a few cuttings from there. Well, it's time to head back. We've got another nice seat here so you can sit and look. Now, time to really come here is in probably a couple of weeks when the autumn really starts. Now, you could get some fantastic colours when autumn comes. So we're down the other path because we went down that one before. We're just going back to the pub. We were just saying about the lavender field, how they've totally ruined it. Somebody's taken over. It was, if you look on Google Maps back in 2020 when I last took the photos, it was a lot more spectacular than it is today. It's very corporate-y wedding venue now. Well, we're nearly back at the entrance, and there is a gate here which they've locked, so you can see now the lavender field, and it's about 50%. If you go on Google Maps and look back to 2020 of my pictures, it was twice the size of this and twice the height. So quite why they've locked this gate, and you've got to go all the way around. There's some big sheep over there. I thought they were horses, but bloody big sheep. So it certainly gives you an idea what it's like. We're just back at the starting point, but it's confusing this because there's an entry fee of £2.50 for the Arboretum and the Nature Reserve. Now presumably the Nature Reserve is free, so you can go through here and not touch really the Arboretum or with the trees. So it's just an interesting point that if you go there and just go straight to the Swettenham, do you have to pay? I mean, it's not exorbitant, £2.50, but it is a bit confusing.